Hello everyone, and welcome to a tutorial on how to set up your Raspberry Pi. I'm going to be walking you guys through a step-by-step process to how to get your Raspberry Pi up and running so you can start doing some programming on it. So, first things first, we're going to need four things. The first thing we're going to need is a laptop or a computer. The second thing is we need our Pi. Here it is here. Here's what it looks like in all of its glory. The third thing we are going to need is a micro SD card. This is what we're going to be installing our Raspberry Pi operating system onto. And the last thing that we're going to need is a micro SD to USB converter. Some computers have a port that you can just slide the SD card in to. I know a lot of MacBooks do, but my computer doesn't have that, so I'm going to need to use an adapter. So, first things first, let's just talk about a bit of the hardware that's on the Pi. So, as we can see here, here is our USB-C power supply. Over to the right, we have two HDMI to mini HDMI ports. This is to display your Raspberry Pi. This is an audio jack right here. And over on the other side of the board, we have a Ethernet cable port, and we have four USB ports. Two are USB 3.0 and two are USB 2.0. And on the bottom here, this right here is our micro SD card reader. So once we have our Raspberry Pi operating system on our SD card, we're going to insert it in here and we'll be pretty well done. So that's it for the beginning. I'm going to meet you guys on the computer where I will show you how to get the Raspberry Pi
now that we are on the computer,
using Raspberry Pi
the first thing that we're going to do,
see you guys there,
is we are going to insert our micro SD card into our reader. So once we have that inserted, wrong way, we are just going to plug it into the USB drive of our laptop. So we heard that little beep, so we know we're all good. Next, we are going to Google Raspberry Pi Imager. We're going to click on the first one that comes up. And we're going to scroll down and see download for Windows, download for Mac. I'm on a Windows PC, so that's what I'm going to click. And it should download up here in the top right-hand corner. We're just going to open that with a single click. So we can click yes here. Select our language, English. We're going to click next. We're going to accept the agreement. You can create a desktop shortcut here, but I'm not going to just for the sake of time. So we're going to click next. And now it's going to do a little installation. So once this installation is done, it should only take a couple minutes. I will be back. Okay, and our update is done. So we are going to click finish. And it's going to load up another screen here. So the first question, Raspberry Pi device. I am on a Raspberry Pi 4. If you're unsure, it says right here. So just select whatever model you're using and click it. Operating system, I'm going to choose the 32-bit operating system. And for storage, this is important that your SD card is inserted correctly, because if it's not, it won't pop up here. But for me it is, so I'm going to click on this SD card and I'm going to click next. Would you like to apply OS customization settings? Sure. We can create a username, we can create anything here, but I'm just going to skip past this. So I'll just click save, and I will click yes. Now, this is the only step I won't be following you guys through because I don't want all my data to be erased. So I'm going to click no here, but for you guys installing this for the first time, you would click yes. So I'm going to click no, and the update will finish. It'll take a couple minutes. In some cases it might take 10, but once that update is done, you can go ahead and remove the SD card, and then you can pick up on the next part of this tutorial. So I can repeat it. You guys are going to click yes here, and it'll do an update. It'll take a couple minutes, and then the Raspberry Pi Imager will prompt you with a statement saying that it's safe to remove your SD card. So once you get that statement, you can go ahead and remove it, and you can pick up on the next part of this tutorial. Okay, so I'll see you guys then. Okay, we're back at the desktop here. So once that installation was complete, you're going to go ahead and remove your micro SD card, and you're going to put it into the underside of the Pi, just like that. It should just slot right in. So once that's done, we're going to put the Raspberry Pi down, and we're going to connect it to a power source. So we have a USB-C, and there's a USB-C port right here, and we're going to plug it in. These two lights are a good sign. That means we have power. The second thing is we're going to connect it to our monitor. In this case, I have an HDMI to a micro HDMI, so I'm just going to go ahead and plug it in there, like so. Now we can go ahead and turn the monitor on. And Raspberry Pi should boot up. Whenever it's ready. Sometimes it takes a sec. And there we go, we're good. And to connect a keyboard and mouse, we're just gonna plug our keyboard in there and our mouse in here. And now we can start doing a bunch of programming. So you can download whatever softwares you want on the Raspberry Pi coding thing here, and you can use Thrani, you can do all sorts of stuff on this thing. So that is how you get your Raspberry Pi up and running. You see I have my power, my HDMI, and most importantly, my SD card in the back. Without the SD card, none of this works. Thank you for watching.